Hello my dear students, welcome back to your online class. Today we will be studying the 5th chapter of your book, that is the upthrust and the Archimedes principle of your physics textbook. So in today's class we will be discussing about what is upthrust or what is buoyancy. We will also be discussing about the characteristics of the upthrust, that is the factors on which the upthrust depend. We will be learning what is the reason for the upthrust, and we will also try to derive the mathematical expression for the upthrust, which is equals to V, rho and G, where V is the volume of the body immersed in a liquid, rho is the density of the liquid, and G is the acceleration due to gravity. And for today's class, we will be discussing about what is Archimedes principle. So to begin with the first topic, that is the upthrust. So in our day-to-day life, all of us, we have experienced that whenever we go inside a swimming pool or in a water, we feel that our weight is reduced by some extent, or like when you push an empty can in a water, what happens? The water pushes it upward. So that upward force exerted by a liquid when a body is immersed in a liquid is known as upthrust or the buoyant force. So am I being clear to you? So what it means, like if I have a liquid, okay, and then if I immerse a certain object whose weight is W, okay, so what happens whenever I immerse this object partially or wholly, the liquid also pushes it upward, okay, so that upward force is known as the upthrust. So the name itself says it's the upthrust. That means the upward force exerted by the liquid on a body which is partially or completely immersed in it is known as the upthrust. It's also known as the buoyancy, or it's also known as the buoyant force. So now the characteristics, if there are three characters of upthrust, the first of which being, so the upthrust of the body, it depends upon the density of the liquid. Density of liquid in which it is immersed. So higher is the density of the liquid, the more will be the upthrust. The second factor on which the upthrust depends is the volume of the body. Volume of body. So greater is the volume of the body immersed in a liquid, so higher will be the upthrust. And the third one is, it also depends upon the acceleration due to gravity. That is, the greater is the value of G, the more will be the upthrust. So there are three characters or three factors on which the upthrust of the body depend, which being the density denoted by the rho, the volume of the body denoted by V, and the acceleration due to gravity denoted by G. So the formula that tells us the about the calculation or to which helps us to get the upthrust in a given liquid is Fv is equals to V, rho and G. But before deriving this, let us first try to understand what is the reason for the upthrust. So in the previous chapter, that is the pressure, or in the liquid pressure, we learned that the liquid pressure is different at a different depth in a given liquid. So like suppose if I have a liquid, a container in which I have a liquid, okay, and then a body is immersed in a liquid, so I immerse a cylindrical body inside a liquid, okay. So this object, it has the two surfaces, the one which is at a depth H1 and the other which is at a depth H2. So from the liquid pressure, we know that the pressure at the point A and B will be different because the surface A and B is at a different depth. So because of this difference in pressure, what happens? The body experiences a upthrust. Suppose at the lower surface, okay. So now from this, the reason behind the upthrust is because the pressure at the different depth is different. So because of this difference of pressure on the same body, on the two faces, the upthrust is exerted on a body. So like in the at A, so let us see at A what happens. Okay, so at A, from the previous knowledge, we have the pressure P1. So I consider at the surface A1. So P is equals to H, rho and G. So what is rho? The rho is the density of the liquid, G is the acceleration due to gravity, and H is the depth. We have derived in the previous chapter. Okay, so let us try to find out what is the force experience there. So therefore I have force will be equals to pressure into area. Since the pressure is equals to force by area, so the force will be equals to pressure into area. So F1 will be equals to, it will be simply A into H1 into rho into G. So let this be equation 1. So now at B. So now at B, similarly, if P2 is the pressure exerted, P2 will be equals to S2 rho and G. So therefore F2 will also be equals to, what will be there? The F2 will be equals to, sorry, it will be A. What is A? A is the cross sectional area of this cylinder. So A, H2 rho and G. Okay, so let this be the equation 2. So now what is upthrust? The upthrust means here, it is the difference of these two forces acting on the two different surfaces is given by the upthrust. So therefore FB will be equals to F2 minus F1. Why F2 minus F1? Because we know that the force or the pressure at with a greater depth increases, or it's more than in the lower depth. So here if I substitute the value, so it will be A, S2 rho and G minus A, S2 rho and G. Sorry, this is H1. So if I take out the common from there, I'll get FB will be equals to, so what is common here? The common here is A, okay, rho and G, and it becomes S2 minus H1. Or I'll also write this one as A, H2 minus H1 rho and G. Or this will be equals to A. Now what is H2 minus H1? H2 minus H1 is the height of the cylinder, so which I consider as H. So A into H rho G. So therefore finally I get FB equals to V rho G. Why V here? Because the volume of the cylinder is equals to cross sectional area into its height. So finally I get FB equals to V rho and G. So this is how we derive the expression for the upthrust in a liquid whose density is rho and the V with the V being the volume of the body immersed in a liquid. So now another is the Archimedes principle. Okay, so what does the Archimedes principle tells us is, the Archimedes principle tells us that whenever a body is completely or partially immersed in a liquid, it always experiences an upthrust, and that upthrust will be equal to the amount of liquid displaced by it. For example, for that you need to verify experimentally his law, we need a Eureka can. Okay, so Eureka can is something like with the outlet. Okay, so to verify this experiment, what can we do? So we can fill a water in a Eureka can up to the brim. Okay, up to the level where we have an outlet. So it cannot hold much of water here. So now you have an object A and you are asked to find the upthrust on this body. So what will you do? You will tie this with a thread and then you will dip it. But before dipping it, you will put another beaker, such that when the object goes inside the liquid, the overflowing water may be collected in the other container. So when you dip it inside, what happens? So some of the water will spill out and I can collect it on the other beaker. Okay, so we already know that upthrust will be exerted on this object by a liquid. So how much will be that? You take this water and with the help of the spring balance, what can you do? You can take its mass. Okay, so whatever is the mass or the weight of this liquid, the same will be the upthrust on this object. So understood? So whatever is the weight of the liquid displaced by the body immersed in a liquid, the same will be the upthrust. So that is what the Archimedes principle says. So in the next video, we'll be learning about the second part of this chapter, about the law of flotation, density and relative density. Thank you.